I know Medina as my homeboy, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know him from growing up in East Harlem, and he was living in the same hood, and basically a typical day for all of us would be, you know, walking down Lenox Avenue, going to Liberation Bookstore, seeing what's in the racks at Liberation Bookstore, crashing the library on 124th Street, reading poems on 124th Street. Then, you know, that was our life as young poets living in this world. And then that got kind of larger. You know, we started getting on planes and going to Paris and following the routes of John A. Williams and writers like that, you know, because that's what we admire, that's what we love, and that's what we still respect, you know, and we keep upholding that. So it's an honor for me to be here to honor one of my homeboys, one of my colleagues, one of my a poet that you know, we've all learned from, you know, and we'll keep learning from. I can't do justice to any of Medina's poetry as far as reading wise. After that comic poem, and I seen him do a live version of that comic poem, I think at the Tea Party, when it was the Tea Party, and it dropped, the whole room just dropped when he read it, because he summed up the absurdity of our lives in this world in just a few lines. But I have to say, as someone who has seen Medina grow, and we've seen me grow, and all of us seeing each other grow, that the powerful work that I remember of Medina was always at a point of loss. And it's hard for him to come to that point to read those type of poems. So don't take them lightly when you hear them, because just getting to that moment for Medina is just, you know, it's a struggle. And when he finally gets there, man, you hear poems that really go to the core of the human soul and what it means to survive loss and chaos, you know. So I'm happy to be here. In your honor, I'm going to read 2 poems by Langston Hughes from Good Morning Revolution, The Uncollected Writings. And I'm going to read 2 poems that are about my favorite subjects, poets and gangsters. So the first is Gangster. And this was published in The Crisis in 1941, still relevant to this day. The gangsters of the world are riding high. It's not the underworld of which I speak. They leave that loot to smaller fry. Why should they great Capone's fallen headpiece seat when stolen crowns sit easier on the head? Or Ethiopia's band of gold for higher prices on the market can be sold, or Iraq oil than any vice or bootleg crown of old? The gangsters of the world ride high, but not small fry. Poet to patron, and this for me is kind of the embodiment of Medina. What right has anyone to say that I must throw out pieces of my heart for pay? For bread that helps to make my heart beat true, I must sell myself to you. A factory shifts better a week's meager pay than a perfumed note asking, what poems today? Thanks, Medina.